So we're already on it.
It's coming up right now.
Okay. Have you had dinner yet?
No, we're live. We've been chasing around this since I took lunch at 4 o'clock, and we had to go early. My youngest son turned 16 in February. He hadn't got a license yet. He paid cash and bought his.
Is that right? Awesome.
Bought that for himself. So we
Awesome.
picked that up.
Well, good. Where'd he get it?
Place up in Chesterfield.
So you've been Chesterfield and back since
4 o'clock.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. We should be up.
Okay.
I'm going to go in the office here and get on the other computer.
But we're not on Zoom yet, right? We're just on YouTube right now.
Now we have to admit these people.
Yeah. Are you doing dinner? Aaron, do you have any sound?
Hi, Greg.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, Rex, you got sound?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, this is what I was concerned about, whether we were going to be sound through YouTube or if we were sound through Zoom. So as long as you're getting it, I don't care which one it's coming through, as long as you can hear.
Well, I can hear you.
Good, good.
I see Mark Koger over there.
Yeah, at this time we've accepted Kendra, Aaron.
Jeff, where's your tie?
Your haircut.
Can you just
Hi, Kendra.
Hey guys.
so as they speak, it comes up, or?
I think so. I'll let you have that chair, and we'll go in here on
Okay.
YouTube and check.
Aaron, where'd you get your haircut?
Oh, that's next door, the bathroom.
I'm
Got
on.
this- I got this real cool for Christmas. It's a curved razor, and man, it's easy. I gotta trim it up once in a while, otherwise I start to look about Rex and Greg's age.
Watch it now, because Jerry's about that same age.
You can't look
And
never look as
We're,
good as
we're all
us, Aaron.
close, aren't we?
you got a long way to go, Aaron. A lot of years to go.
Yeah.
How are you
Mike,
guys?
do you have sound? Haven't heard from you yet.
Yes, I have sound. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Good.
Yep.
Everything okay with you, Jerry? You can hear loud and clear?
Oh, yeah, everything's great, Greg.
Good.
Everything's good, Greg.
Okay.
Jeff, you got actually on there. A picture of you. Man,
Are you on laptop, Jeff, or are you on iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay.
that's pretty good.
That's good.
Well, this is all year round. I mean, we bought the whole year package, so not just for a month. We'll use it whenever we need it. Just
Appreciate
hope we don't
you
need it
doing-
very long.
Yeah, I appreciate
Exactly.
you doing that, Greg.
Well, 2 weeks ago, I'd never heard of Zoom, and last week I've been on like 5 different Zoom accounts.
Hey, Aaron, how do we get it to where we can see everyone on screen? Is the
So,
little
and that's
arrow-
what I pulled it up on YouTube too. It's all personal preference. Up at the top right, it should say speaker view. If you click that, it'll change it to gallery view, which is what I've got. And it's about 3 by 3, so I can see
There we
everybody.
go.
Everybody?
I mean,
Gallery view. Where is
Got
that?
it.
top right, it should be.
Yes, top right. He's right.
Kendra, what's for supper?
A BLT and tomato soup.
Oh, there we go. That's
Sounds good.
Don't mind me.
It's nice to talk to other adults, you know?
Thanks for
I think
calling me an
it's you,
adult.
Kathy.
Include me among adults, Jerry. Now, if a cat comes flying through, don't worry about
Well, I was going to say that warning too, Rex.
it.
So
How is
Aaron,
How
Are
is
you-
everyone? Okay.
yeah,
Good.
Aaron, are you on an iPad through Zoom, but then on a laptop with the YouTube?
No, I'm actually on my work laptop, which is the Surface Pro, like laptop tablet. But since I'm working from home, I cleared off my desk. So I've got 3 monitors. So I've got Zoom on the monitor with my camera, and then I've got my email, my Facebook, and my YouTube open.
Is
Okay.
YouTube
Who is
working?
that down there on Brenda's iPhone? I'm telling you, I can't see very good.
Brenda,
Hey, Brenda.
can you see us and hear us?
I
Okay.
can see her now.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
light, the way the
girl.
light was hitting her wasn't.
It's
my-
my light in my office.
Well, my screen was, I had my screen back different, so.
Mayor, did Aaron suggest gallery view or speaker view for the YouTube?
Well, he wasn't sure, so we're just kind of winging it right now.
Okay.
We're on Zoom speaker, but I also have a microphone up here for YouTube, so it will pick up.
Yeah, it's all the same there. So on YouTube, whoever's speaking, it puts their video on there, and that's all you can see, which may be fine. I don't think it much matters. We'll find out, I'm sure.
Good day, Mark.
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay. We can hear you fine. Can you hear us?
Brenda,
Yes, I can hear you guys.
hey, Brenda, have we
Yeah.
started putting the $3 trash fee in the bills yet? Or when does
No.
that start?
No, we haven't. They didn't vote on. You guys didn't pass it
Yeah,
on
we've-
first reading.
You guys decided to wait on this with
Yep.
everything going
Okay.
on.
I think the minutes then maybe reflect that. Maybe I was wrong on the way that reflected it, because I'll go back to the minutes here and look at it.
Okay,
Because I thought the way it said it,
it passed on second reading, but it didn't go to third reading.
John
And we
wanted
had-
to table it.
And we had the public hearing.
Yeah. What are we eating, Kendra?
Tomato soup and BLT.
Oh,
Do we know, is Lynn joining tonight?
Oh, he
Should be.
Yeah, you should be.
Haven't
It's
heard
still-
from him.
okay, now this, okay, we haven't passed it yet. We did it on, we passed second reading, but not third reading, correct?
We'll had the
Right.
public hearing, pass it on the first and the second reading,
Yeah,
to go to the third reading.
so we're waiting till we see what's going on with coronavirus before we finally put it in, I guess.
I think so.
Yep, that's good. Uh-oh, what did I do now?
I still see
Don't
you.
touch any
There.
buttons.
don't
thought
touch it.
I thought I'd left you guys.
No, you're still there.
I like how Mike set up a backdrop.
He's trying to think of something to say right now.
That's not no backdrop. It's actually a curtain behind me, Jerry. I tried to do the virtual backdrop, but I couldn't get my computer to do it. I was going to stick us out in Wyoming somewhere
There you
and
Been
by a
good.
lake, and
Or Hawaii
Actually-
on the beach.
that's
Corey
where
Murphy.
we'd all be relaxed.
Corey Murphy's backdrop is inside the Hoosier Gym. REMC's is the front of their building. So somehow, somewhere on here, there is a backdrop that you can have
Yeah.
just use.
Sure, Aaron can do it. I just seen it.
Well, are you setting up a backdrop right now, Aaron?
No, that's unprofessional.
Professional.
He's
Where's Hancock's
messing with it.
tie?
Looked like, I'm just saying, it looked like a streaker to me, but I don't know. It's giving you a hard time there, Aaron.
I didn't like the crop.
I like how your glasses don't glare though, Aaron. Everybody else's glasses are glaring.
Well, see, that's because
Mine glare.
my good friend Phil Schaefer is now an optometrist, and he was finishing up school about the time we were campaigning. He said he saw my pictures, said, "Hey, invest in the anti-reflective coating."
Now I've got a question, Aaron. Do your glasses have the blue blocking in them?
No,
I don't.
That's
think
why mine, I think,
Unprofessional.
Why it
Unprofessional with
shows
a full
blue.
picture.
I like the
Full picture.
background.
Look at that smile on Aaron's face.
How'd you get that, Aaron?
Just some tricks there.
Well, aren't you
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
share it?
Unprofessional to show off right in front of us.
You can do it. You can do it.
We'll have a tutorial someday. And maybe while we're at it, I can show you guys how to access your city email accounts too. We can just knock out two birds with one stone there.
Yeah, that would help. How about how to put my name on the screen?
Oh, that's easy. I don't know.
Galaxy tab.
When you log in, you put the name before you put in the password.
Oh,
You see
I'm
your
not-
video on there?
I'm not going back out.
Either. I might not get back in again.
Exactly.
Well, I haven't seen Jeff for a while. Jeff, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. You're not on my screen.
I'm not on your screen.
No, I can hear you.
We hear you.
We hear you.
Online.
There you are.
There you go.
Online.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on Lynn.
Yeah.
Should somebody call him?
I'm getting ready to
Just
text
mute
him here.
something.
He was in work today. He
6:59.
knows about
Rex has flowers on his chest now.
I don't know what this is doing here. It's not letting.
Is that Lynn trying to join?
No, that's my iPad telling me that I have a Zoom meeting.
Oh, there you go.
Look at Greg go. An iPad and a laptop all at one time.
So proud of him.
Not by choice.
And a Facebook account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And we now have Wi-Fi in the chambers here. So
Nice.
I came a long way in the last week, and it's not by choice. I'm learning way more than I ever planned to learn electronically.
Let me just say, he's dangerous right now.
Hey, so Mayor, if you go to on your laptop down at the bottom of the screen where it says participants,
Yep.
if you click on that, it should pop open a window, and you should see in the waiting room Lynn, and you just have to click admit. And he has actual live tech support with him.
Okay.
Cindy?
Lindsay.
Oh,
Now, will
Find
this
it.
screen automatically adjust when he joins, Aaron?
Depends. I think Lindsay's probably done this a time or two, so she could show him. That's what I noticed. Depending on your device, you have to scroll to see the other screens. There he is.
There.
Popped up there for a second.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Are you there,
there
Lynn?
he is.
Are you on
Hey,
board?
Lynn.
He's probably got to
Getting it up.
connect with. Yeah, there we go.
There he is.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Lynn.
I just accepted Joel. Joel, are you in? Joel?
Joel's not live yet.
hey, there's Lynn. It may take a second for Joel to populate in. Sometimes it's on a
It says on
delay.
here that he's on the list.
I see him.
I
Oh,
accepted him.
I see him.
Joel, can you hear us?
Oh, there he is.
Do you have sound, Joel?
He probably needs to turn the audio on.
Yeah, he hadn't connected audio yet.
Okay, Greg, Kathy's writing me a nasty note for what I said earlier.
Uh-oh. I didn't hear. What did you say earlier?
I can't repeat it.
Okay. All right. We
Probably
won't go
better
there.
not.
We won't go there. Joel, are you on yet?
Someone text him and tell him to turn his audio on.
Do you have a cell phone number, Greg?
I do not.
I'm not making any lawyer jokes.
Hey, hold a sign up so you can read it.
There you go.
Hey, hold on, I'll do it.
Hey, YouTube's got about a 2 or 3 second delay, right, Aaron?
Can you see that?
Nope, higher.
No.
Higher. Turn it the other way.
Turn it the other way.
There you go. Now back it up.
I think he's seen it.
He just gave a thumbs up.
Are you with us, Joel?
He got mad because we put the sign on. So
Yeah, he
Yeah,
must be.
connecting. He's connecting.
Smooth as silk.
Can you hear us, Joel?
I can hear you now.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. Welcome.
Oh, wait, I've got him off again. There he is.
Okay. All right. Well, that's everybody that I know of. We'll go ahead and get started. I want everybody to remember I'm sitting here in front of the flag. You guys don't have a flag. So we'll just remember our country tonight. But let's start out with prayer and we'll go from there. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for the opportunity that we can serve our community. I pray that you be with our country and be with our community in this desperate time, that this war that we're against this disease. I pray that you be with each and every household and be with every member here, that we can come together and that together we will get through this, and that we join together and do the business of the city in your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Roll call.
Mark Duffy,
Present.
Jeff Hancock,
Present.
Jerry Walden,
Here.
Aaron Dickin. Aaron Dickin.
turn your audio on.
I'm muted, so you couldn't hear us yelling at the dogs. Here.
Okay. Mark Kroger.
Here.
You forgot Lynn.
Here.
Rex
Here.
Peppercorn.
Here.
Okay, everybody's here.
Any corrections or addition to the minutes from the former meeting?
Move we accept them as presented.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, aye.
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 Motion carries 7-0. Mr. President, I turn this meeting over to you.
Okay, we have 2 resolutions up before us tonight. The first one, put on the glasses here so I can read it. The first one is Resolution 04092020-1, authorizing the transfer of funds, whereas Indiana Code 36-1-8-4 and Indiana Code 8-1.5-3-12 allows the fiscal body of a political subdivision to pass an ordinance or resolution permitting the transfer of a prescribed amount for a prescribed period to a fund in need of money for cash flow purposes from another fund of the political subdivision. And whereas it is necessary that the general fund of the city of Newcastle borrow money to enhance it, and that it is in a need of money for cash flow purposes. And whereas the Newcastle Stormwater Fund has sufficient money on deposit that will allow it to temporarily transfer the funds needed by the general fund. And whereas the general fund will be able to reimburse the stormwater fund shortly after receipt of its anticipated tax draw. And whereas any amounts transferred will be returned by the general fund to the stormwater fund within 30 days after the last day of the payment of the anticipated taxes to the city. And whereas only revenues derived from the operation of the stormwater utility will be included in the amount transferred. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Newcastle that a sum not to exceed $2 million shall be transferred temporarily from the Stormwater Fund to the Newcastle General Fund. Any amount transferred must be returned from the General Fund to the Stormwater Fund within 30 days after the last day of payment of anticipated taxes to the city. I move we accept Resolution 040-920-20-1.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments?
I mean, typically something that concerns me is when we start using funds for other things, but obviously this is needed in a needed time here. I just wanted to point that out.
Here's
In-
the
Go ahead.
real reason. Here's the real reason, because we had a phone call yesterday. They're only estimating we're gonna get 20% of what we normally get in our tax draw in May.
Which is not good.
No.
Usually every year, the very first meeting of the year, we would approve to be able to borrow $1 million or $2 million as needed, if needed. We haven't had to do that in the last, we haven't had to do that period. So we just kind of didn't do it this year. Well, when the governor extended the tax payment for 60 days without penalty or interest, there are the only thing that we're probably really guaranteed is the homes that are being bought that it is literally, paid to the bank, and the bank will make that payment to the taxes. But there are a lot of businesses that will take advantage of that 60 days. I mean, there's not a crime in it. There's not this. It will just, some people will pay them on time, go ahead and pay them on time, but there will be a lot of businesses, especially businesses that have to close down right now, that literally are not doing any business or only doing carry out, will probably take advantage of that. So we're doing this in fear of the near future that our tax draw is going to be tremendously lower than what we're accustomed to receiving.
Our hope is,
And I'm totally on board. And I just wanted to make that point. Obviously it's needed in this time right now.
Sure. Joel, Brenda, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I really don't. I mean, I had heard similar figures that it was going to be around somewhere around that 20 to 25% of total taxpayers that are paying through escrow that they are banking on payments being received by the May deadline.
Yeah. Which is a scary thought. That's
really, we're not getting this money. We're not moving this money so we can do anything other than pay the bills that we would normally pay and do the business we would normally do.
Exactly.
During this period of time. And our hope is that once we get through that 60-day period, people are paying their taxes and we get a pretty big tax draw come, sometime as the year goes on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was in a meeting with the mayors today, and about went through the ceiling. One of the mayors that lives in a community that has a casino said they've closed the casinos. We're losing $1 million a month from the casinos. I about
Wow.
straight through the roof. A little frustrating, but it is what it is, and we're going to make it work, and we have a plan A and a plan B, and we'll do it as we need to. Do you have anything else, Brenda?
Nope.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
That first draw from tax that we receive is not probably till about June 1st.
Right.
Is that right?
Well, not the first. It's the middle of June.
We get it usually around the 15th.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments? We had a motion, had a second. Roll call vote, please.
Mike Duffy,
Aye.
Jeff Hancock,
Aye.
Jerry Walden,
Aye.
Aaron Dickin,
Aye.
Mark Hoger,
Aye.
Lynn Purdue,
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, our next resolution is number 040922020, authorizing resolution. Resolution authorizing the filing of an application for a grant under section 5311 of the Federal Transit Act as amended for the calendar year 2021. Whereas the U.S. Department of Transportation is authorized to make grants to states through Federal Transit Administration, FTA, to support capital and operating assistance projects for non-urbanized public transportation systems under section 5311 of the FTA Act of 1964 as amended. Whereas the public transit section, Indiana Department of Transportation, NDOT, has been designated by the governor to make section 5311 grants for public transportation projects. Whereas the contract for financial assistance will impose certain obligations upon the applicant, including the provision by it of a local share of project cost. Therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of Newcastle, Indiana, that Mayor Greg York is authorized to execute and file the application on behalf of the City of Newcastle with NDOT to aid in the financing of transit assisted projects pursuant to section 5311 of the Federal Transit Act as amended. Number 2, that Mayor Greg York is authorized to furnish such additional information as NDOT may require in connection with the application. And number 3, that Mayor Greg York is authorized to execute grant contract agreement on behalf of the City of Newcastle, Indiana. I move we accept resolution 040922020.
Second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any other questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Mike Guffey,
Aye.
Jeff Hancock,
Aye.
Jerry Walden,
Aye.
Aaron Dickin.
Aye.
Mark Koger,
Aye.
Lynn Purdue,
Aye.
Rex Peckinpah.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, now we'll have some short committee reports and we'll give everybody a chance to speak. Mr. Guffey, do you have anything tonight?
No, I don't have none, but I do, Mayor. I do thank you for that speed limit sign.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
Mr. Hancock,
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Walden,
I'd just like to thank the mayor for being on top of things, being in front of the situation, appreciating closing down the parks here in the city. It's a smart move, right move. Also want to thank him for getting started on the Osborne courts too. Real excited about that getting taken care of.
Thank you.
I hope everyone stays safe. Mind your P's and Q's with this. It is serious. It's very serious. And just pray for all those around us to be safe and well. That's all I have.
Mr. Dickin.
You just want to also be in prayer for our emergency services that, you know, are obviously still working and on the front lines, as well as our community medical experts. Something I'd like to consider, I would assume that this would be maybe a resolution. Mr. Harvey, you can weigh in here, but I'd like for us to consider for the next meeting, which I assume is going to happen as scheduled, something to put in place during this time that would waive late fees and maybe extend the grace period for our utility bills. I don't think that would impact us all that much. And I think it's something that we can do to kind of help our citizens who may be without work right now due to no fault of their own.
Joel, can we do that?
Yes, I think you could, and I'd have to look at one of the governor's executive orders suspended all disconnects, utility disconnects during the existence of the emergency. Would have to check to see if that also applied to penalties, but I think you would have the authority to suspend penalties on late utility payments during the time that the health emergency is in effect.
Well, if you can find that out and possibly write a resolution or whatever we need for the next meeting, that would be great if you can get that
Sure.
done. Short
Absolutely.
notice, I know. Okay, and then Mr. Koger.
The only thing I have is, Greg mentioned to me last week about maybe contacting our state reps and asking them if there's a possibility, which this is pretty far-fetched, of suspending the tax caps that were passed back in '09, the property tax caps, which I thought was a great idea that Greg brought up. Don't really know if that's a possibility with him not in session.
And it's a constitutional amendment.
And it's amendment, but it's something that, in all honesty, when they get back into session, really needs to be addressed. Because of, yes, it's a very unique situation, but when things happen and they're, we're not the only city or town that's going to suffer from, no taxes being collected.
Well, they've got $2 billion in the rainy day fund, so it's kind of raining, it seems like.
Exactly. There needs to be something lifted somewhere to help us besides us having to struggle on our own during this time. So I thought that was a great idea that Greg brought up. I know he's been in several meetings with mayors and others have a lot of suggestions, I'm sure. So Mayor, don't hesitate to reach out to us and keep us informed of everything that you hear other cities doing. And if you think it's something that we need to do or act on, don't hesitate to get a hold of us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's all I got.
Mr. Purdue.
I don't have anything this evening. Thank you.
I'd just like to say that I feel like that our city and our county and our health department have all done a really good job of trying to institute things that'll stem this this crisis. Does that mean it's going to get stemmed? We don't know for sure. But I think that everybody involved has made a heck of a good effort. I do wish that some of our citizens, and I know, Mayor, you talked about this in the article in the paper the other day. I just want to kind of reiterate it, that we do need people, to take it seriously. It doesn't matter whether somebody's, a child or a young adult or middle-aged or older, you can still get this virus, and worse yet, you can still pass it. I went out today to a store. When I went to that store, I put on a mask. Now, I don't look very good anyway, but you put a mask on me, I really don't look that great. And, but I wore that mask, not necessarily because everything I've heard is the mask may not protect me, so to speak, but if something would happen and I have that virus that I can carry in me, I guess, for up to 2 weeks and still spread it. If I've got that mask is going to help keep somebody else from getting it. So if you go out, you're going to be anywhere in proximity to people, wear a mask, put it on, and do all the things that that our city policy talks about. I'm not going to go over those again, but just try to be considerate of others and be a part of the solution and not the problem. And that's really all I have.
Right. All right. Thank you. Brenda, you have anything?
Nope.
Kendra?
No.
Joel, you've been in all the health department meetings. You have anything?
I don't have anything else necessarily I need to offer. I think the paper's done a pretty good job of covering what's happened to date as far as official actions. If anybody has questions, certainly I'd be happy to answer them.
Oh, one thing is our verbal here. Is that all we need, Joel? Do we? We aren't signing papers like we normally sign, but does our verbal do it?
Yeah, that will do it. And I think then if, you could sign it in with multiple signature pages, or just as long as everybody gets a signed copy back to the clerk treasurer, I think you're okay. But yeah, a verbal vote would be sufficient as well.
Okay.
I thought I read somewhere, Joel, where they said that they could sign it at the next meeting. That the verbal
correct. You could do that as well too.
That's fine. And I just wondered about that, and I just thought I would ask. So that's all.
Since we're in an emergency meeting, it can be signed at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have our next meeting on Zoom again, I would think.
We'll go back to Mondays and possibly, yeah. possibly, but we'll stay in touch with everybody about that.
So the next meeting will be 4/20, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have anything, Your Honor?
Yeah, at 6:30 or at 7? We've been at 6:30. You want to keep it at 6:30?
Yeah, let's just do it. Is that all right with everybody? 6:30?
6:30.
Keep it as normal as possible. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, the only thing I want to say is, we've had this virus and everybody's getting cabin fever, and this is Easter weekend coming up, and I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. It's going to be a very, very different Easter. Family traditions are going to be broken. Just going to be a lot of things that we've been used to do at this time, but it's not time for us to get outside and start playing yet. Still try to keep this to local families, but I'm challenging everybody to call, whether it's an elder or just a loved one, and tell them you love them, tell them you miss them. Everybody needs a little TLC right now. So I want to wish you guys a happy Easter and hope that you have fun with your family. Hope that it's a meaningful Easter with your family. So keep our country, keep our community in prayer, but appreciate everybody pitching in and doing everything that we possibly can to make it move forward. So thanks everybody. And Aaron, I've learned how to shut all this down.
Your Honor, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, I go to all the wall plugs, Aaron, and I just unplug them all. I learned how to unplug them.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure, go ahead, Rex.
I wanted to give a shout out to Mike Bergam. He put some really encouraging signs up at the corners of the park. Really appreciated that. I mean, he's still working hard, and I know all of our city departments are still working hard to serve the people in Newcastle. And I just wanted to give them credit because we really didn't mention them tonight, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, we've got to thank all of our city employees. They haven't missed a lick. Actually, I got a text from the street department today, and because more people are home, they have been making twice the trips to the dump in the last couple of weeks because people are home cleaning out their house, garage. But the street department's been working, the sanitation department's been working. Everybody, the water office hasn't missed a beat. So I have a huge shout out to all of our city employees, our police, fire, and EMS. We could sit here and talk about that all night long. When we are petrified and afraid of what we're around, they're walking right into it. They're the first ones on the call. So specifically keep our three professional services in your prayers. They are doing the same job. They haven't backed off from anything. And our prayers are to keep them healthy, and appreciate everything that they've done. And they're going to continue to do their job. So I will say one more thing just real quick. There is a grant that we're in process of moving. If we had to quarantine firemen, we would close Fire Station 2, and that would be the quarantine headquarters for the firemen. We're in process right now, since we're moving the EMS down to the herb lumber yard, the front office is there. We're in process of putting men's and women's shower in there. If the police or the EMS had to go in quarantine, hopefully we have that done just within a week or so to have them showers. And the purpose of that is if they have a wife and kids and have to go in quarantine, they don't necessarily want to take that home with them. So we're providing an area for all three of our professional services if they do have to go into quarantine. So we got a lot going on, and I appreciate your guys' support. And you're right, Rex. It's a rainy day and it's raining, but I was always taught that when it rains, you pray. So we need to keep praying.
We'll get through it.
We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Anybody has anything else?
I would move we adjourn then.
Motion for adjournment. Thank you, guys. Be safe. Have a happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
All right, thanks, guys. Stay safe.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Lynn.
I don't have to log out.
That's why I said you go to the wall and you unplug everything.
That's what I'm gonna have to do, I think. Nobody told me how to do that.